The Boundary Park Alert System is sponsored by Pendle New Tech, a family-run Lancashire business you can rely on for everything fire safety related, including supply and installation, maintenance, testing, certification, alarms, risk assessments, like I said, anything fire safety related. But what do I know? Visit pendlenewtech.com and they'll sort you right out. Check the show notes for more information. This is a test of the Boundary Park Alert System. Hello and welcome to the Boundary Park Alert System with me, Matt Dean. This week, Andy is on his romantic anniversary break. Can't remember where he said he was going, but it'll be somewhere lovely. So I'm joined by, speaking of lovely, Adam Keeley, lovely Adam Keeley, the glamorous assistant to my glamorous assistant, so to speak. How are you, Adam?
Afternoon, mate. How are you?
I'm all right, yeah, I'm good. The sun is shining. It's Sunday. Latics won yesterday.
Won 3 in a row. It's a song, that, isn't
it? Well, someone tagged me in on Twitter about the green ticks, chasing the 5 green ticks. We've never managed them. Well, not for a long time anyway. So we've got three green ticks. Absolutely buzzing.
Mate, it just makes everything so much nicer, doesn't it, after a win? And everyone feels so much better, and it's just a better place to be in the world, isn't it? So, no,
definitely.
All good.
Definitely. So we'll, you're here to just keep a little bit of order because it's complete chaos otherwise if I'm left to my own devices or I've got Dave with me. So, You do the fan guest bit, please.
Okay.
It's I must say, sorry. This is a returning fan guest, by the way.
It is,
but it's a while. We've just established it's quite a while since he was on last, so it's okay. We do the usual questions. Cheers, Adam.
No worries. So, when was your first Latics game, fan guest?
Chelsea at home in October 1988.
Remember any of the Chelsea starters that day?
Roberts, I think, played for Wales because I met him in a hotel jacuzzi a couple of years later.
That's a different story altogether, I think.
I have Welsh ancestry, so I was staying at the hotel that the Welsh were staying in before Celtic Manor was built because it was round the corner.
So is this when Chelsea were in second division?
Yeah, so it will have been. Yeah, so that season Chelsea and Man City got promoted. Yeah, and then somebody else.
Just a reminder to some of our younger listeners there that Chelsea haven't always been this global giant. They've had their issues as well.
So who was your favourite first Latics player?
Nick Henry.
Proper little fighter in the middle there.
Mm-hmm.
Days. Favourite Latics away game?
Fulham away for obvious reasons. But if we had sort of got a 1-1 draw, it still would have been my favourite away game because there's a backstory behind this. It was the first away game I went to after my dad died. And my dad used to work in hospitals in and around Fulham. He was actually involved in a famous case where I think it's either quads or quins were born in the Hammersmith Hospital. And Hammersmith Hospital isn't in Hammersmith, it's up by Wandsworth Scrubs. So my dad probably had saved the lives of people in all 4 stands that day. But he wasn't there.
Oh. Yeah, so it's an emotional day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's go into a little something a bit more cheery. Little known or unknown fact about yourself.
Okay, so my first appearance on television was having my preschool boosters as a toddler. And so I've appeared on television a few times since, but that's my first appearance.
So you were getting an injection on the telly as a nipple?
Yeah, it was it's one of those sort of educational TV shows talking about vaccinations. Hashtag get vaccinated. Hashtag vaccines cause adults. And my dad was the technical expert, and I was due for my boosters, so I ended up having my booster filmed.
Right? Have you still got a cassette? Of
Yeah, it was. I think we've still got a version knocking around somewhere.
Yeah. Well.
All right, then, fine guess. So, who are you?
So I'm Ben Dunbar. People might know me as BD Dunbar on Twitter. I'm not going to call it X, or Reeve Medic from Oh When the Blues.
Right. Welcome back to the show. You were on the phone in just after the Bristol game, weren't you? Because you live down that neck of the woods. So Cheltenham away is one of the certainly more local games than Boundary Park. So you'd have been looking forward to that one.
Yep. Yeah, I missed the first 5 minutes because somebody didn't take the tickets down from the club. So as usual practice, you can do ticket collection and any uncollected tickets get sent down. Usually with the media team, I think, but sometimes with somebody else. And that didn't happen. But fortunately, Cheltenham were relatively well organised and had a master list. So there was a bit of a queue at the ticket office while they were printing them. So I missed Mellon hitting the post, but that was about it.
Well, I've just watched the highlights reel from yesterday, and that was such a good bit of skill. It was such a good effort, and it was just that kind of. It didn't go in, and he didn't score yesterday, but it was that moment where you were like, oh yeah, this lad's a striker. Like, you know, he had a touch and very little time to adjust his feet. Couldn't get any real back swing on it, any pace on it or anything, but curled one. Keeper was beat at the post. One of two chances at the post yesterday. Let's go around, and I think we all watched the game. So let's get our individual assessments on it. We'll start with you, Ben. You were there amongst the fans. A fantastic travelling support again yesterday behind the goal. What was your view and take on the game overall?
It was easy for us. They were not a good side. I said on Twitter yesterday that when we played Dorking, Kidderminster and Borehamwood in 23-24, they were a better side than Cheltenham, and they all got relegated from the National League. They were not a good side, but Woods, Conlon and Pett ran the midfield. At times they were taking the mickey, especially Woods, but they could have ran the midfield on one leg each. They were not a good side. So we played, but they were not a good side, but we made them also a bad side. We harried, we pressed. There wasn't a bit of grass that Pett didn't cover, but he played for Cheltenham, so he probably had a reason. So yeah, I think excellent. We look like a good side. If we don't concede, we might well score a goal, especially with Mellon. And obviously yesterday we scored 3. I think we look very strong defensively, but we've looked very strong defensively in every game I've seen. So
we're on a plus goal difference now, Adam.
It's we had plenty of chances yesterday, didn't we, to increase that figure? But no, it was just, as Ben said, so convincing. The pressure that we put on them as soon as they got on the ball, they were sharp. We looked like we were hungry all over the pitch. And one thing that I picked up from their manager before he got sacked, it's quite a big thing. Even when our players missed the target or didn't score, they were being put under pressure by their own players in the sense of expecting standards not being met. And he thinks that we're going to be a real force this year because we have got that togetherness and that people pressure and, you know, colleagues wanting the best out of everyone. And you could see it all over the pitch. Even the likes of Sutton have come out of their own again now, and we look dangerous when we're going forward. That left-hand side, I love watching Hannah and Robson together. It's just so good to watch. But then you've also got at the back Manny and Daniels in the centre. 2 absolute mountains, aren't they? And very little gets past them. So it all round, it was good yesterday. Obviously, they are a poor side. but we have got to take credit as well.
It was. I mean, I said yesterday when I posted on Twitter, we didn't even get out of third gear against them yesterday. We started the game, I thought, more with quite a lot of intensity. I thought we dropped off a little bit after a while in the first half, and I'm going to be look for things to sort of not be critical about, but things to be curious about. Fondop playing out on the right of a front three. I didn't think that the 4-3-3. I thought, look, I'm not complaining. We won the game comfortably, but we got 2 goals sort of fairly later on. I thought it was a curious formation. I didn't think you mentioned Robson and Hannon. I didn't think that they were as effective as an attacking force down that left hand side as they were when we've had slightly different formation. I think with the 2 up front, like when he changed it in the second half, he brought Quigley on. He put Quigley up front with Mellon. As a front 2, and I just thought Fondop out there in a front 3 was a bit weird. Mellon seemed a little bit isolated. I felt like we could have gone in. I know we had chances and Hannah hit the post and Mellon hit the post, but I think we could have created more chances in that first half and had the game put to bed by half time. I thought that was a slightly curious formation because he played the same personnel, but he played them in a different shape than he'd done before. So I was a bit curious why he did that. Has anyone got any feedback?
Go on, Adam.
No, all I was going to say was I think we're a bit more fluid than we used to be. I think we change formation and switch it around a lot more than we used to, which gives us the flexibility. So there was times where it felt like we'd gone into a 2 and Hannett was dropping in. Then it switched into going to a front 3, which gave Cheltenham no end of trouble because they didn't know what we were going to do next. But we were so well on top and knew what we were doing. It worked. And I think last year we were very stuck with our formation in a sense of it had to be that 3-5-2 formation. But obviously you look at this year and we've got so many different variables in how we play and the players that we can bring in and mix it up. Even coming into like the last couple of minutes, you bring Caprice on and Drummond and they bring a completely different entity to the game. So I think that's the basis of it. So at times it could have looked a little bit disjointed, but it works because we have got that flexibility in the formations.
And we did create chances. So it could have easily been 3-0 at half time.
Yeah, and I was going to say something similar to Adam. A lot of the time we were playing much more 4-4-2 with Pet drifting. One of the central midfielders drifting out to the right, Hannett drifting out to the left, and Fondop and Mellon up front. But I think some of it was also to drag their giants of a centre half. I looked him up on. I had to use Lithuanian Wikipedia to look him up. His height. He was 6'6", and he was playing as sort of the spare man in a back 3, and we were dragging him out to mark Fondop, and I think it was creating havoc behind if Fondop was going out to the right. And obviously with the goal, it was sort of Woods and Colin were sort of taking the mick for about 5 minutes down the right-hand side. And then Daniel sort of said, "Oh, sod this." Took the ball, ran past about 3 players, just sort of with them sort of 5 yards away, and then whipped the ball in, fell to Sutton, who I thought, that was a good finish. And that was Will Sutton. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it was a great finish, wasn't it?
He just sort of stroked it home, casual as you like. I thought, oh, hello.
Yeah. But I think think prior to the goal, Ben, I thought we just dropped off a bit. I think the intensity had just dropped. But there'd been a period, maybe 5 or 10 minutes, where we just kind of like dropped the intensity, and then it was almost like I was saying about going through the gears. It was like all of a sudden we just decided to start overloading Cheltenham. Got loads of players forward. Like you said, I love that about Daniels. I think he's really direct and he has a good goal. Sutton's obviously the same. And all of a sudden we decided like, right, well, stop pissing about, let's get a goal here. And we just sort of switched it on and just boom, that was it. They couldn't handle it. And it was, like you said, a great finish from Will Sutton. I was delighted for him because he looked absolutely buzzing to have scored that goll. Like you said, great assist from I think it was it assist from Daniels and he crossed it in?
Oh no, it was Daniels crossed it, hit their defender and it came out, rolled out to him. So
So Daniels sort of has that sort of buccaneering run down the right. kind of like what Manny was doing last season down the left.
Yeah.
So I think Daniels is a shrewd buy. He's special. Raglan, I think, struggled in the 4-4-2 sometimes, but Daniels looks very good, and he's
so much better on the ball.
Yeah,
he's so much better on the ball.
Yeah, it's way better than Raglan on the ball, 100%.
And then what Will Sutton was doing in the box, I mean, even he said at the end, and there's footage of the team leaving the pitch, and he said, "What was I doing in the box?"
Well, listen, if you're going to finish like that, we'll get in there more often.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, if we need to send a centre half forward, I think Will Sutton might have just jumped to the top of the list with that finish.
Yeah, I mean, if Bondup's struggling in front of goals, so let's stick him at centre half and stick Will Sutton up front. I mean, I think he's vying for a place up front after that turn last week and then that finish. But look, we've said this about Will Sutton. He is a good footballer. You know, like he is a good footballer. He's still relatively young, but he's obviously a very competent lad. You know, he's competent with the ball. He likes to get forward. He's confident. He's not afraid to try things. You know, because I think that's often the players sometimes play within themselves, don't they? They know what they're good at. They know what they're not good. Well, they know what they think they're not so good at, and they just do what they do. But Will Sutton pushes himself, and he gets forward, and he does tries little turns and stuff. And fair play to him. I think he's done since he got his opportunity to come back in the team with Ogle being out injured. He's done really, really well. But like I think we've mentioned Daniels there, obviously. I mean, he won us the penalty.
Yeah,
I mean, he didn't really. He just got pulled back. It was definitely a penalty.
It was a disgusting challenge. It was awful.
We could have had another penalty. I can't remember when it was, but there was one over and out the penalty. But yeah, Daniels, it was a clear pullback. It was visible from the opposite end. And if it's visible from the opposite end, the referee should be giving it. It's interesting. A lot of the comments on social media about the referee. A lot of people saying he was good. He was good in the second half. I didn't actually think he was all that good. Bear in mind, he's a Premier League ref. I didn't think he was all that good in the first half. He was letting a lot of stuff go, but then penalising it, and it was all a little bit one-sided. He was letting a lot of stuff from Cheltenham go, but penalising us.
Well, what I'm going to say about the ref is I didn't really notice him yesterday, so that's generally a good thing, isn't it?
Just what I was going to say. It's nice not having it about the referees, and he let the game flow a bit more, and it's just a bit more experience, and you could see it was a different ref for sure.
I mean, it was a stupid penalty to give away from Cheltenham, but they always say that when you're up against it, these are the kind of things that happens. You know, Daniels running away from goal, absolutely no threat whatsoever, pulls him back. Definitely a penalty by the rule of the laws of the game, but it was a poor decision. But again, and they'd started to have a few shots as well. I mean, they weren't good, but they did make some opportunities, and you have to be careful. You have to stay switched on. Hudson had to make some saves, and we had to, make some tackles and stuff. It's never completely, you've got to be on the guard, and we were. And then the penalty came along at the right time, and I bet Michael Mellon was pissed off because he literally just got subbed, didn't he? Like 2 minutes before the penalty was awarded. And then it was like, I wonder who's going to take this now. Hannon stepped up, took it brilliantly, didn't he? It was a really good pen.
I think he took the pens for Gateshead, didn't he? So I wouldn't surprise me if he's now our penalty taker.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Yeah. And speaking of Hudson, he did make a very, very good save at 1-0.
Yeah.
It took a little deflection, and because I was right behind it, because I was right behind the goal, and it sort of added a little bit of spin to it, and I thought, ooh. And then he saves it, and he made what was actually quite a difficult save look very routine, and it was a key moment in the game. That goes in. I think Cheltenham pick up, and we sort of could drop. But yeah, no, he saves it. A few minutes later, we go down the other end, get a penalty, go 2-0, and game over.
I thought, again, Hannon, was really good yesterday. I thought he had a really good game, really dangerous. Should have scored, hit the post in the first half, but, he's got that turn of pace. He's direct. He likes a shot. He had another shot in the second half, scored the penalty. So I think, again, there's been a lot of talk about recruitment over the last couple of seasons, but he's another signing that I'm very, very pleased with. And he's going to I think he will get more goals through the season. and he'll create
that
as well.
Midfield's good, isn't it? So good, that midfield. And I mean, you look at Conlon from last year, and he's come on leaps and bounds, because I was one of the ones who was, a little bit dubious of Conlon last year, and he got dropped for the playoff run. So for him to come back in, and he looks possessed most games. Right? He's flying into everything, and he wants to win everything, and coming away with a Terry Butcher bandage on his head and things like that from games. It's good. And then you've got Woods, who's setting the standard for getting the ball down and playing it, and Pet, who's just an absolute pest all over the show, doesn't stop running. Hannon with the qualities that he has. It's an exciting midfield, and I said it a couple of weeks ago. I don't think there's a game this season, other than Swindon, where I've gone, this isn't a good... I've enjoyed every single game that we've gone into, and it's been exciting, and I'm actually really buzzing about going to games.
Yeah, the negativity that was surrounding the style of play and all that kind of stuff, like certainly like there was a lot of people saying, I'm not getting a season ticket next season, like before the playoffs, because of the style of football and all that, weren't they? And they were, a bit of negativity, and obviously the playoffs probably changed that quite a bit, but like it has improved significantly. And we've mentioned it before, it's the quality of players that are coming in. They're just much better footballers. You mentioned it before, that lads, with the changing in formations during the game, and there's just more. Obviously, the manager's giving them instructions on what to do, and they're doing it because they can, because they're capable, and also it just raises the standard of players around them, like having better players in. I'm going to talk. What was it? It just went straight out of my head. What was it? Whatever I was going to say. Oh yeah, Kai Payne. So yesterday, let's get on to the third goal. It's nice to have 3 goals to talk about, isn't it? I mean, it's the first game all season where we scored more than one, so it was definitely overdue. But what I was really pleased with that goal, obviously, Caprice came on and put a good cross in. Dangerous as he is down that left side. Obviously, they're easing him back into the side, aren't they, from his injury? But Quickly was exactly where a centre forward was supposed to be. It was a tap in, dead easy finish for him, but you've got to be there, and he was. And that's key. It'd be great for his confidence. Whoever's playing centre forward for us, and he was up front on his own effectively, weren't he, by that stage of the game? But he was there and he tapped it in. What I was pleased with, Kai Payne coming on, I thought that they kind of give him a little bit of a Jorgen Nathan sort of role. And he looked like he might be up for it as well. He's tall, he's athletic, he's pacey, he's direct. He had a shot yesterday, a good effort. And because I was thinking, well, this seems a bit of a strange substitution, this, bringing Mellon off and bringing Payne on. And I think we were used to Payne playing a little bit more in a defensive role, weren't we, when he was here last time? And then he has him up in a kind of number 10 and just kind of like, go and do what you want, son, kind of role. And I thought he did really well for his first game back.
Yeah, no, I think he played in whatever preseason friendly he played. That's where he played.
Right, but Dundee, wasn't it?
Yeah, I wasn't at any of the preseason friendlies, so.
No, it does look an exciting talent, and obviously, it's not going to happen overnight where he becomes that Jorgen Nathan, given that it's not his normal position that he plays. So he clearly is learning the role, but he looks like he has got, like you say, the ability about him to go and do that. So it'll be exciting to see how he gets on with that. But getting into that starting lineup is going to be the difficult thing for him, isn't it? Because at the minute you're not taking anyone out.
Well, that's what I just remembered what I was going to say. It was the fact that I like to listen to the alternative commentary when I watch the game if I can, because it gives you a different perspective. And obviously they talked a lot about the issues at Cheltenham Town, of which there are seemingly many. Very, very upsetting to hear. Very similar story, like kind of observations from it was BBC Radio Gloucester that were doing the commentary. Very similar kind of stories to what's happening, what did happen at Latics in terms of the board and they've got new owners, etc., etc. But wish them the best of luck and everything else. There's always a basket case who gets relegated out of this division, and unfortunately, it's looking like that might be Cheltenham Town this time round. But when they weren't catastrophizing over the situation at Cheltenham, they were eulogising about our midfield three of Pett, Conlon, and Woods, and just saying how good a midfield that is, especially for this level. And I mean, it's been mentioned already on it, but it's going to take injuries and suspensions to disrupt that three and get somebody else in the side. And competition for places is absolutely brilliant, and the ability to change the game and the formation off the bench and do something different is refreshing, because we've not had this for a long time. Like, we're talking years and years now where we could do that, where we could actually look at the bench and say, well, if you take such and such off, you could switch to this formation, and you could do that, and you could put him out wide, and you could pull him inside, and whatever. It's just exciting. Bringing Drummond on, I've got to have a little mention for Drummond again. He went through yesterday. I was just wondering if the media team at Latics left his chance off the highlights reel just to sort of do him a favour, because we had another good opportunity to score.
He did the exact right thing. He went to chip it, but didn't quite get enough loft on it. He needs one to go in off his arse or his backside or whatever. And actually, if we're sort of winning the game comfortably and we get a late penalty and he's on the pitch, I'd say give it to Drummond.
As long as we're winning by a lot.
Yeah. try and get him a goal by any means. Because I think if he scores, I think that monkey will come off his back and he might go on the run. He might then score quite a few because he gets the chances.
Again, yesterday when he came on, Ben, he did well when he came on yesterday.
He was dangerous. He harried them. He's like a yard dog, but with greyhound speed.
He did some good defensive work, Ben, yesterday as well, didn't he? He got back, he made tackles, and his commitment is absolutely spot on. And
he has got an engine on him.
Yeah, absolutely. But you mentioned that before about the spirit, and if you don't have the commitment, you're not just tracking back, and you're not working hard, and you're not putting 100% in, and you've got the examples being set by Tom Conlon as the captain. Absolutely no question about that. He's absolutely everywhere on the pitch. Have you got the ice cream van there? Can you hear it in the background? Oh, someone get me a 99.
Cost you about £8 now.
Well, it's all right. I just think that the standards have been set, haven't they? The standards are there. Mickey Mellon is setting the standards as the manager. He's got his representative on the pitch in Tom Conlon, and it's expected that you do it every game, that you graft, and there's no excuses for not grafting, and that's what we're getting, and that's why we've enjoyed every game, Adam, because every game the players have, even if they're games like Bristol Rovers, which wasn't the best game of football, but you couldn't say that they didn't compete, they didn't try the best, they tried to win the game, and it just wasn't a great game of football, but you come away from it happy with the performance of the team and the effort that they put in, and it's just refreshing, isn't it? I think I'm really, really pleased now. Is it, how many games is that now? Is it 8 or 9?
9, I think.
And what, we're on 13 points, and we're well in it. We're well in the mix, and we're finding our feet. And I think it's been a really good start to the season.
Point behind the playoffs.
I think
got to keep chipping away, and you look at the squad that we've got, as we keep saying, it gives plenty of opportunity for people to, if they're not having a good game, others to come in, and that competition there and that fight's there all over. So it is exciting. So if people aren't going at the minute, get down to Boundary Park, because we are playing good football.
Yeah, it is good to watch, and it is exciting. And I think what you listen to the opposition commentary, and they're impressed by us. They were saying, look, like Oldham were well in control of the game. They didn't really, have to break too much of a sweat really in order to win quite comfortably. And like I said, they're eulogising over the quality of the players that we've got, and we are definitely, I think, in contention for a top 8 finish, top 7 finish. But We'll see. Let's listen to Mickey Mellon anyway, see what he thought of yesterday's performance.
Mickey, a highly professional performance this afternoon.
Yeah, I thought we played really, really well and did everything that we needed to do to get a result. So really, really pleased. Probably could have had more goals, but a really good performance all round, and we've professionally seen it over the line at the end.
The levels were right there from the start today, weren't they?
Yeah, we started the game really well and we played some really good football, and I think we hit the post twice. But you get it 1-0 at half time, they're still in the game, so you've got to come out the second half and make sure that you keep going, and we did that. And then the boys that come off the bench, they carried everything forward as well for us, so it was a good day for us.
The opener came just before half time, but not just with the chances that hit the post, the overall balance of play, we more than deserve that, didn't we?
Yeah, I think so. I think with them at the ball, we were very, very good, and gave a really good all-round sort of 90-minute performance. But listen, that's just today, and what's gone past. We've been playing well, but now we need to keep going. We need to keep going, and we won't be giving ourselves any massive pats in the back after tomorrow. They absolutely deserve it tonight. I'm going to enjoy the result, but tomorrow and Monday we'll be focusing back on looking forward again.
A third straight win. How significant a milestone, if you like, is that for the team? Really
good, because we're going into a new division with a new group, and everybody have been asking about us. So we had to make sure that we had to put our best all the time with the right attitudes in order to try and get results in a division above that is clearly better than the one that we've just came from. That's a mistake that I probably made when I first came out. I thought it was much difference. It's a massive difference. But the boys are dealing with it really, really well, and we're picking up results. But we're only 9 games in now. Still very, very early, and we'll keep going. We'll keep driving on.
You mentioned the word attitude, and we're obviously playing the team who were bottom of the table today. Was it key that attitude was going to be right today? Yeah,
we spoke about that before the game, and every game is about attitude. They all know their jobs and they all know what they should be doing, and the only thing that fluctuates is attitude. So you've got to make sure that you get that right in order to win games of football, and you attack every moment and that gave me the right attitude in order to represent us well, and the players did that today, so absolutely no qualms from me.
We've spoken in the past couple of weeks about Will Sutton's level of performance since he's returned to the team. How pleasing that he gets the recognition for that with a goal?
Delighted. It was a good finish as well. So we've got an attacking, goal-scoring right back, so no, I'm really, really pleased for him. He's such a great kid, and you see what he means to the fans, and that's what we want to do at this football club. We want to try and get our own through. We want to try and get kids from local Manchester and Oldham and get them playing for our first team, and he hopefully is the first of many.
The second goal is obviously always going to be an important one as well, and obviously Luke came up nervous from the spot, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's very clinical, he's very technical, and you fancy him all the time. He's very calm, so no, we would like to see that going in, because that gives us that wee bit of a cushion, because always with a goal you're always thinking a set play or something like that can get them back in the game again. They're always in the game at 1-0, so we're delighted to put a wee bit of distance between ourselves and them.
When Joe added the third, he worked tirelessly, as he always does during the second 45, didn't he?
Yeah, really pleased for him, Al, because he's going through a wee bit of an unfair time, I think. He'll learn from it, but he hasn't had more than a slap in the wrist, isn't he, for that. But to come in today and score a goal is great for him. I'm really, really pleased for him.
Mike Fondop didn't come back out in the second half. Was that because of the knock he got?
Yeah, he's got a bit of a shoulder. He complained about a shoulder injury at half time, so we've got a good squad. So we were able to get him back in and to get Big Joe a run out, which we're delighted about.
We've spoken in the last couple of interviews about players returning. Obviously, it's a massive boost for everyone. How big a lift does it give everyone? Kai Payne getting some minutes in the second half.
Huge, because we said at the start of the season that we were, I don't know, it's the way it goes, isn't it? The gods of football sometimes don't smile on you injury-wise, and we had 9. And from the Dundee United game, we had sort of 7 or 8 players that were injured from that game. So it's been difficult for us, but playing Saturday to Saturdays kind of gave us a wee bit of a breather, and we've been able to get them back. They've all worked hard when they've not been in the team and building up to fitness, so it's great to see them on the pitch today, and hopefully next week we get a couple more back.
And just finally, you'd always expect this after 3 wins in a row, but there's a really good vibe around the place at the moment, isn't there?
Yeah, supported by an unbelievable support. I always want to mention him, because they deserve the credit. They've come all the way down here, spent all their hard-earned money to come down here, and we'll always fight for them. We'll always try and represent them properly. That's what I've always said since I've been at the football club, and I'm delighted for them that they'll be able to go up the roads tonight, enjoy their journey back, and they'll enjoy their weekend. But they can rest assured, and I say that all the time, we'll be back to work next weekend, and we'll be fighting to represent them again, because together, this football club, look up into the director's box and everybody's delighted up there as well. Together, the unit of this football club is fantastic, and we have to keep working hard and don't get lazy about making sure that we keep it that way.
Well done today.
Thank you. Cheers.
It's time to hear from our partner for this episode, Build Budget Expert. If you're planning building work, you may be worried about what to do next, how to choose the right architect or builder, and have concerns about going over your budget, a bit like Mickey Mellon. Build Budget Expert offers an affordable, personalised service that can guide and support you all the way from first idea to completion, helping you stay organised and prepared at every stage, save money, and importantly, reduce stress. And for all Latics fans, there's a Build Budget Expert promotion, 10% off. Just email hello@buildbudgetexpert.com and quote, "We're on our way, we're on our way." That's buildbudgetexpert.com.
We're the fire experts, fire safety experts at Pendle New Tech. We train fire marshals, fire safety marshals at Pendle New Tech. Pendle New Tech have fire experts across the UK covering all your local and national needs. With over 100 years experience in the fire safety industry, you know that you can trust Pendle New Tech. Right, enough of that now.
So Mickey Mellon, absolutely delighted, as you would expect, with the individual performances and the team performances and the fans, and everything is good in the Latics Rose Garden, it seems. So, yeah, I mean, where do we go from here? Where do we go from here in terms of like what we talk about? Like, you know, we've got 3 wins on the bounce. We've got players coming back from injury. So we're soon going to be up to full strength, all being well. And we're not even out of September yet, and you know, it's looking like there's real progress being made within the squad. You know, after just 9 games, you think back to, you know, I mean, we're improving out. We can see it week by week. It's getting better in it every week.
Not that you're trying to jump ahead of time or anything, but you look at the options that we've got and the players that aren't even making the squad. I mean, Harry Charlesley wasn't in there again. Keane Harrott not in there. Whether, you know, we'll look to swap those players out for other players come January, or, you know, what the actual picture looks like then. But it's exciting. And obviously this run of just winning games and not conceding isn't going to last, as they never do in football. But, you know, we do have that mentality. You look at after Swindon, you know, the game after, there was a real fighting effort there again. Granted, I think it was Gillingham the game after, wasn't it? But was it the game after or the game after that? But
that was
either way,
the next home game anyway, wasn't it?
Yeah,
but, yeah.
You saw the effort was there again, and the chances being created. So, you know, it's exciting, and we go into Barnet on Saturday. Obviously, that's an early kickoff, isn't it? 12:30 this week.
Yeah.
So it'll be a good marker to see where we are compared to obviously last year, where we struggled against them. Going up against them this year with what I think is definitely a much improved squad, and a squad that's got the energy and enthusiasm to get all over the pitch. Because I think that's where we really struggled up until the playoffs. We didn't have that energy about us, and I think that's why Barnet got on top of us. But that pressing, that intensity that we've played with this since the start of the season, if we have that on Saturday, got more than enough to beat Barnet.
Yeah, I don't fear Barnet on Saturday. They've won 3 out of the last 5, so that, you know, that's good. And but we're above them in the league on goals, so it's going to be really interesting, isn't it, to see the two sides in this division, see who's improved the most. I'm suspecting that we're the most improved of the 2 teams, but we need to get that 4th green tick on Saturday, and then we get our 5th away at Notts County. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yep.
I mean, I'm very much in the wishful thinking camp there, but again, like the thing is like we could. It's one of those in this division. We could lose the next 2 games. We could win the next 2 games. We could any combination is possible. But I'm going into it now feeling like last season.
Can beat anyone.
Yeah, I feel like we can. Prior to Christmas, obviously the York game got cancelled and everything. But up till that point, I felt like we could beat anyone, and I start to feel like that now. We've definitely got a team that is capable of beating anybody in this division because we've played the teams at the top, and we've been very close to beating them. We've got our best team options available now, and yeah, just really looking forward to it. So hopefully we'll kick on again against Barnet, and then I'm looking forward to the trip to Nottingham.
I don't like bringing his name up now he's gone, because obviously I know it causes quite a lot of debate, but I think maybe Bellum was right after all in relation to Norwood and the big personality, and whether bringing in players who have got a much more togetherness and a better understanding between themselves gives a bit more harmony to the squad, and it's clearly paying dividends, hasn't it? So
I think the Norwood was a financial decision, to be honest. With the restrictions,
I'm not sure it was. I'm not sure it was.
With the restrictions in League Two, I think it was a value for money thing. Actually, what value are we getting out of Norwood for the money? And I don't think with all, you're right, Adam, with the baggage that he does have, but actually that goal at Wembley, big match Norwood did big match things. He was I relaxed when I realised it was Norwood, because I thought, oh, he's not going to miss this. And then it was so calm as you like. But I think he's a big match player, but he was on big match money. So, and
I don't think he wouldn't have been. He wouldn't have been on the same, anywhere near the same. And I don't know what Fleetwood are paying him, but I mean, he's down here as getting an assist yesterday for Fleetwood. But I don't think we're missing him at all, because let's put it this way: we hardly got anything out of him last season. So you can't miss what you haven't got. I mean,
you've got players now who are putting 100% in, and I don't think he gave us that last year, which is why I think it was a perfect decision to get rid.
Yeah, it was the right time to get shot, and yeah, just having a quick look at some of the results from yesterday. The teams that we've got coming up: Barnet, good 3-0 win at home against Grimsby. You can't complain with that. Also,
what I will say on that one is the Grimsby's defence was like the parting of the sea. It was dreadful. So hopefully we can do something better against Barnet, because I do think we'll do all right in that.
Yeah, I mean, our defence so far this season's been good. So, it's going to have to be. I mean, I know Crawley is struggling, but Notts County put 4 past them this weekend as well. So, plenty of goals from the teams that we've got in our next 2 games. Walsall put 4 past Tranmere, which is worth mentioning just for fun, obviously. But there was lots of goals yesterday actually in League Two, and we contributed with 3 ourselves. So yeah, it's a lot more enjoyable. It's obviously Barnet, Crawley, they're not. They're national sort of league sort of sides, but we've also got a trip to Notts County coming up. We'll be playing the likes of Chesterfield and Tranmere, proper grounds to go to. It's because we've settled now and we're getting wins and we're climbing up the table. It's a much more enjoyable feeling to be back in League Two. I don't miss the National League, obviously.
I always revert back to what Gaz said. I think he hit the nail on the head. I think it was on the phone in post Wembley that pressure's off us now, and I think that's lifted a massive weight off the fan base. A lot of anger and a lot of frustration at the places that we're going to, and I mean going to places like Maidenhead and what was the place called in the FA Cup where we lost? Stockton. These places, it was no wonder the fans were getting frustrated, because they are literally sports centres, aren't they? And it's nice to be back in a professional, proper setup and playing against teams of similar size to us, and enjoying it again.
Well, I did actually play at Stockton because it shares its facilities with like a local rugby team, and I went to uni up there, so that's where we sort of played games. So I've played on that pitch. Well, not that pitch, but that area. Yeah, I liked Maidenhead, but then again, I live in Bristol, so it's like an hour and a half down the road. And it's a nice place.
It was great the National League was great for our southern contingent, weren't it? There was loads of games that they could go to, especially in and around the London area. But look, I mean, one thing that we don't have to put up with this season is getting our game at Rochdale postponed, like it was yesterday. Again, it was supposed to play Southend, weren't it? But I mean, the rain yesterday was really, really bad. The game at Ewood Park got called off, didn't it? It got abandoned because the ball wouldn't roll on the pitch and stuff. So it was torrential yesterday. But yeah, we've all been there with the Rochdale thing. But yeah, I mean, it's a very, very competitive division, and it would have been even harder. It would have been the hardest season of them all if we'd have stayed down. So the timing of it was just superb.
Perfect.
And yeah, it really was, and then it comes back down to this thing of, like, what we're saying about typical Latics. That's gone now. That has gone. But I don't think any of us thought we were going to lose yesterday before the game. I think we all knew. We thought Cheltenham are really struggling. We don't concede many. They don't score. They won't score. They didn't score. We thought we need to score more than one goal in a game. It'll probably be tomorrow against Cheltenham. It was. That was the new typical. You could put money on it yesterday. It was, we're going to go there and we're going to do a job. It was none of this. Oh, well, we've won 2 games on the bounce now. We're going playing a shit team. Typical Latics still, piss it. Piss it up. That's not the right word.
Piss it up the wall.
Yeah, piss it up the wall. We just we blow it yesterday, and we didn't. And no, I don't think any of us really thought that was the case. And so we can scrub that now. Typical Latics is, we'll go there, we'll do the job, and we know that on Saturday, whatever the outcome, we're going to compete, and it's going to be a good game. At Boundary Park, we know we're going to have a goal, we're going to have chances, and and then we'll all be going to Notts County, and we're thinking, well, if we get a point at Notts County, we'll all be happy with that. 4 wins on the bounce and then a point on the road at Notts County, you'd be delighted. But equally, we might nick a win. And we can get our revenge for that 4-1 hammering that we got on Boxing Day last time we were there. So looking forward to it. Hopefully, I think, is it 1,500 tickets available? They'll sell out, I should imagine. Hopefully we'll...
I don't know how many's left, because I'm hoping some stay. Because I'm hoping to go, but I haven't got a season ticket, so I'm hoping they stay.
I think they are still available, but yeah. I mean, there's more. There's got to be more that they can give us. It's a big stand.
Yeah.
That there's definitely more than 1,500 available tickets for it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. But first of all, we got to get Barnet out of the way. And what else we've also got to get out of the way, Ben, is Latics Mind. Did you do Latics Mind last time you were on?
No, I predate Latics Mind.
Ooh, well, that's exciting for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you usually get on when you?
So last week I got 6, but I got a different 6. It was James on last week, wasn't it? Was it James?
It was Adam last week, wasn't it?
Oh, I can't remember.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
Oh no, when James was on, I got 6.
Right.
But I got a different.
Okay,
6.
well, 6 is good. Well, I mean, you remember a lot from your first game in 1988, so no, that's good.
Yeah, I've got one of those memories, but I've got a little bit of added pressure. So,
well, yeah, this is the thing with Latics Mind. When you're in it now, it's all about the pressure. But good luck. We'll crack on. Latics Mind is sponsored by Oldham Athletic Supporters Foundation, investing in the fans, the club, and the community. Join today at oasf.co.uk for just £12 a year. OASF. Because we're stronger together.
Latics Mind. Do you know what you're on about?
Which ground does our last 8 results read lost 2-1, drawn 1-1, drawn 1-1, lost 2-1, drawn 2-2, lost 2-1, won 1-0, and lost 1-3.
Everton. At Goodison Park.
Correct. Which French defender / midfielder played for Latics between 2002 and 2003?
Bode?
Correct. Which goalkeeper returned for a second spell at Latics in the summer of 2006?
Pogliacomi?
Hang on a minute.
These are last week's.
Yeah, these are last week's.
I was about to say.
Hang on.
I haven't heard last week's. I had previous ones.
No, you were doing very well then, but Andy's not coloured them in red after. So, but they do have the crosses and stuff next to them. But he's bollocks. I have to start that again.
Can I get credit for those three, please?
Yeah, you can get credit, but you can't get points, I'm afraid.
Oh.
The Everton one was a good shout because I wouldn't have had a clue with that. If you've not heard last week, then that's fair play.
Yeah. Right, okay. So we're going to have to do that again. Best of luck. Here we go. Who did Latics beat 2-1 on the final day of 2004-05 season to avoid relegation?
Pass.
Who did Latics beat 2-0 on the final day of the 98-99 season to avoid relegation?
Wickham.
Incorrect. It was Reading. How many goals did Steve Cabber, Brett Ormrod, and Darren Byfield combined score in their total during their Latics spells?
3.
It was 1. What year did Latics begin using the much-loved crest featuring an owl in a diamond sat on a ball, which was fully retired in 2012?
80.
Incorrect. It was 83. Which midfielder did Latics sign on loan from Tottenham in 21-22?
Pass. I know his name, but pass.
Which former Latics winger is currently plying his trade for Carlisle in the National League?
Pass.
Which League of Ireland team are Jamie Stott and Carl Winchester currently playing for?
Derry.
Correct. Clyde Wynard scored 4 goals v Mansfield Town in September 2002. Name one of Latics' other scorers that day.
Wayne Andrews.
Correct. Latics spent 21 years in League One between 97 and 2018. What was our biggest league win during that time?
6-1.
Incorrect. 6-0 versus Grimsby. Who was Latics' much-loved media manager and programme editor until his premature passing in 2017?
Gordon Lawton.
Correct. What flavour of pie was a notorious former director scoffing when he was caught on camera in a less than flattering pose at Royton Cricket Club in 2019?
Meat and potato?
Correct. Right. Okay. So we successfully did that then without asking the right questions anyway. So that's good. Right. We've got a few passes for you to have a go at, Adam.
Oh, no one.
Here we go. Who did Latics beat 2-1 on the final day of the 2004-05 season to avoid relegation?
I know this now.
Was it?
Was it Boundary Park?
I do remember it. I'm going to go Cardiff. I don't know. Can't remember.
I know it now. It's Bradford.
Yeah, Bradford. Didn't
Pogliacomi
save a penalty?
Kilkenny scored, didn't he?
Yeah. Was it? I think Waddle and Windass were playing for him, and they nearly relegated us by themselves, but we managed to hold them.
Yeah. Sure, Kilkenny. Did he score a chip or something? I can't remember.
I remember being in the Chaddy end anyway for it, but and I remember getting bladdered after, but I don't remember much about the game. I was probably part bladdered during it anyway. Which midfielder did Latics sign on loan from Tottenham in 21-22? Jamie
Bowden.
Correct.
And I've got a story about him.
Go on.
On the Legends game, Richie Wellens asked us what we thought of him because he'd been offered to Leyton Orient on loan. And me and Steve Shipman's reply was fucking rubbish. So that's probably why he didn't end up at Leyton Orient.
I wonder where he is now. I wonder what he's doing. That it goes on to the many list of former Latics players of where are they now. But anyway, that actually links nicely to the next question. It says winger here, but he could have been winger/striker. He's currently former Latics winger/striker. He's currently playing his trade for Carlisle in the National League.
Oh, it's Hallam Hope, isn't it?
It's Junior Lilwamba.
And I'll tell you what Jamie Bowden is now. He's not playing football.
Oh right. Oh, he had to retire, didn't he, because of injury? I think that's right. Yeah. So that was all the passes, I believe. Bradford. We got that was wrong. Yeah, okay. So that means that you got the Wayne Andrews one. You got the Derry City one, which is correct. That's 2, I think.
I got more than that.
Did you?
No, 4. 4 he got. Derry, Wayne Andrews, Gordon, and meat and potato pie.
Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't see that slide out. Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm claiming the 3 I got before the recording as well. So I'm taking 7. That's my score.
You can take 7, but the official score is 4. I'm afraid. So that's unfortunate, but yeah. So 4's not bad anyway. Yeah. 4's all right. Yeah. That with 6-1, you got the for the 6-0.
Yeah. I thought that's not going to be this. I thought it's 6. Of course, it was 6-0.
Yeah. Grimsby Town, who we play on Boxing Day at their place. So it's that's it. I think we're wrapped up. We don't have to talk about too much, do we? We just talk about Latics being a competent football team and doing what competent football teams do. I think the thing from yesterday was the main sort of observation. Unfortunately for Cheltenham is, we've been where they are. We've been that team that are on the down. Everything's going wrong for them. There's sort of like this is an inevitable feeling of decline, and then you always come up against a team who are the opposite, who are on the up, and things are going right, and there's a sense of unity and optimism and everything, and we're that club for a change. So I guess message to, I can't see there being many Cheltenham fans listening to this, but if there are, things do change, and it's a shame for you, but.
I'm just having a look at that Bradford game. Kilkenny hit the crossbar. Chris Killen and Luke Beckett were our scorers that day.
Right.
Dean Windass scored for them. So we had Kevin Betsy, David Ayres, Mark Hughes, Stefan Stab, Guy Branston. So it was a mixed team there.
All these players that were like, oh, they were good, and yet it was relegation or bust, on the last game of the season. Did we? I had it in my. I've always had it in my head that Les Peggley saved a penalty that day, but I don't know if that actually happened or it was in my imagination.
I can't see it in the actual run of the game. However, obviously it's quite a few years ago now, so it doesn't show. But yeah, Dean
that was the
Donovan Ricketts in goal for them.
What year did it? What year was it? 2004,
2005. Yeah.
So that was.
So it was just after the.
Yeah, when the landlords had taken over. So was that the season that Talbot came in, or was it the season that Talbot got fired? One of them.
Yeah. Around that period, because it's a lot of the similar players from when we played City, Mark Hughes, Betsy, and all them, isn't it? But I mean, really, the only thing, any other business, Matt, about Sportstown. I seen the advert for Sportstown today. I don't know if anyone saw that.
Yeah.
For the project manager. So I thought it was worth just asking Darren in relation to it, just if he could provide us with a bit of an update, and obviously. They'd put the interview out the other day. Was it yesterday? No, day before Friday, wasn't it? In relation to some of the bits around that. But just having a quick chat with him. And the main thing I got from that was football's always going to be the priority for the owners. That was very, very clear. Sportstown, obviously, is something on the side, which is hopefully going to stabilise us financially. So the owners are not throwing in as much money every month or every week as the numbers were mentioned. But Sports Town's really going to be financed through levelling up money or other money available. It's never going to be at the detriment of the club, which is, for me, I thought was good to hear. 12 weeks until the 3G pitch is open, which I thought was quite a quick turnaround. The changing rooms and offices that are going to be there are going to be the modular type buildings. So not bricks and mortar that are going to need to take a while for the foundations, etc. So it's had a big tank put underneath the surface, so it can hold the water that it needs to, because obviously it's quite bad drainage around there. So a lot of work's been done. So it's exciting that's being put in place. The other part was the upstairs of the Joe Royal stand being completed with conferencing or learning facilities in there, but they're possibly looking at maybe using that as a hospitality or bar space on match days, which again, further revenue. So it's all exciting. I mean, the hospitality at the minute seems to be selling out a lot, and the pictures and videos that you see from it, it looks rammed every week. So, if that money can be increased again by putting further hospitality or a bar space in, then it's only good for the club, isn't it? One of the things that he did want me to mention was, I know there's been quite a few things in relation to the Rochdale Road end and the facilities in there. They are looking to try and sort that out and put a cover on at the back of the Rochdale Road end, so it can be opened up more as a bar space area, half time and before the game, so fans aren't getting drenched. So that is being looked at, which again, they clearly are listening to feedback, which is, so refreshing. And granted, things aren't going to be done quickly all the time, but the fact that they are looking at it and have identified it as an issue can only be seen as a good thing, can't it? I mean, Matt, you're in there most weeks, so you know what it's like in there. So I would imagine having that cover on the back will be huge.
Yeah, it's definitely something that we've discussed before, having the covering on the back, because obviously it pisses down on a regular basis Boundary Park. And I like going into I like going for a drink in the Rochdale Road end, because that's kind of, your stand in where you go, the people that that are in there, the Joe Royal, not that it's exclusive to the fan bar, but it's nice to have the opportunity, especially on the big games when it gets busy, and to have that facility and because there is plenty of room at the back of the Joe Royal stand to do that. So I think that would be absolutely brilliant if they can do that, and obviously maybe increase the serving.
That is another thing that's going to be put in there, looking at other concourse sections in relation to other bars that they can put in, or food outlets, better food outlets, because I know that's obviously been an issue as well. So again, it's refreshing that they are taking the feedback on board and trying to implement it. Obviously, everything comes at a cost, so it isn't going to be something done overnight, but the fact that it's being looked at and priced up and everything now, is good.
Yeah, look, I mean, they all say about match day experience. The best thing for a match day experience is a win. There's absolutely no doubt about that. But if you can combine, a good home record, because you're not going to win every game at home, but if you can combine a good home record with a good experience at the ground, and people getting there early, not just rocking up at 5-3 because you're like, well, you can get there at 2:00, 2:30 even, and just spend a bit more time, or even earlier, and spend some time in the ground, and then it's great. And you might even be able to get the fanzine, for example. So next week against Barnet, we'll be handing them out again. It's the last of the free ones. Can't afford to keep printing them for free, and giving them out for free. I know, but they will be free against prior to the Barnet game.
Shout out to Arlene for giving me mine yesterday.
She did a good job yesterday. She took 100 or so down with her yesterday to Cheltenham, so that's good. If you want to contribute to the fanzine, if you want to write something, or you've got anything that you want to put in there, obviously it has to be written or drawn or whatever. Like any kind of contribution that can go in a fanzine, just get in touch. We're more than happy to put that in. And I think that's it. Thanks for the little update there on Sports Town and the stadium, Adam. More good news. More good news. I'm just happy that stand hasn't fallen down yet. Obviously, there was some serious health and safety issues around it, weren't there, a couple of seasons ago? That we
something about fire escapes.
And it was a death trap on it.
So. It's amazing how we found it safe to go and sit in there for the rugby the other week. I found that really brave of him.
Right, okay.
I wonder what Pendle Newtech thought about the fire safety, because obviously they're experts.
Well, that's right. Yeah, that's right. I mean, yeah, it's a good question. I'll have to put it to them. But listen, when's your next game, Ben? What have you got?
Hopefully, if I can get a ticket, Notts County.
Notts County, I think you'll get a ticket.
Other than that, I don't know. Because I don't think we're due to play either Swindon or Newport, Newport's the last game of the season. I won't be getting the tickets on that.
We've got Shrewsbury down your neck of the woods.
Shrewsbury sort of. Well, no, that's not going to be. Crawley. Crawley will probably be my next away game because I've not been there, so that's one I want to take.
You're not missing out on anything.
Yeah, I didn't think I was, but it's sort of about 2.5 hours from me.
Right.
Provided the M25 behaves, but
yeah. Didn't Adam? These Crawley were taken over by the crypto guys, weren't they? And we were talking. Haven't they gone now? Am I right in thinking that?
I believe they've been taken over by someone still related to crypto type investment, but not. I'm not fully. Andy Halliwell and Will are the the crypto knowledge amongst our group, aren't they? But no, it was. They've definitely gone, but I think they are still related to crypto of some sort.
Because I think, but they're not doing great, are they, this season?
No.
So, but again, I'm not wishing relegation on anyone, but there are teams that are sort of non-league, and there are teams that are football league, and the teams that are coming out of the National League this season are going to be football league standard teams, and Crawley, with all due respect, I would put in the National League category along with Salford City. Obviously,
100%.
Unfortunately, Salford are doing. I think they're second. So, but we'll bring them down a peg or two. We play them in. Is it October? We play them.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
The 18th, I think it is.
Yeah, we'll go there and hopefully give them a beating, which will be nice.
What score are we saying for Saturday then, boys?
I think that it will be a close game. I fancy Barnet to score. Fancy us to win 2-1.
Ben?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go 2-1 as well, and I've got a bit of pressure here because I'm currently top of the prediction league. I know the Blues. I'm currently top of the pile, having predicted 0-0, 1-1 for most of the season, apart from yesterday. I know. I predicted. I went 0-0, 1-0 yesterday and last Saturday, and obviously last Saturday was right. So. That's why I'm top of the league.
What are you saying, Adam?
Got to go to the trusted 1-0.
Yeah.
1-0, because we don't concede a lot of goals, do we? And
no.
I'm hoping we've still got enough in us to beat them. To beat them even. 1-0.
All right. As long as we win, that's all that matters.
Absolutely.
Gentlemen, thank you very much for your time this afternoon.
Thank you.
And you.
And I'll see you both soon. And thanks for listening, everyone. We'll see you for the phone-in on Thursday, 8 o'clock. And don't forget, it's an early kickoff at Boundary Park on Saturday for the Barnet game. So come and get your fanzines from about 12. We'll see you soon. Thanks a lot. The Boundary Park Alert System is sponsored by Pendle Newtech, a family-run Lancashire business you can rely on for everything fire safety related, including supply and installation, maintenance, testing, certification, alarms, risk assessments, like I said, anything fire safety related. But what do I know? Visit pendlenewtech.com and they'll sort you right out. Check the show notes for more information. It's time to hear from our partner for this episode, Build Budget Expert. If you're planning building work, you may be worried about what to do next, how to choose the right architect or builder, and have concerns about going over your budget, a bit like Mickey Mellon. Build Budget Expert offers an affordable, personalised service that can guide and support you all the way from first idea to completion. And for all Latics fans, there's a Build Budget Expert promotion, 10% off. Just email hello@buildbudgetexpert.com and quote, "We're on our way, we're on our way."
Hey Dave, did you know that listeners can now buy us a coffee or any other kind of hot beverage? Well, what's your favourite hot beverage, Dave?
A macchiato.
And how do you like your macchiato?
Black with lots of milk. Oh.
No cream?
No.
Well, if you want to buy Dave a
macchiato,
then go to buymeacoffee.com/weareoldham. I'll just have a Nescafe.
Thank you, listeners.